This is a true life story. What happened to our friend Doosuur Henrietta Agbatar?
My name is Sifa. Ashokuna. My wife is somewhere in there. I'll go right there and I'll pick her up and tell her, baby, you are spending the rest of your life with me. I promise to give you drama. I promise to give you problems. I promise to ensure you don't sleep well at night on the days you annoy me. And I promise to love you. When it came to my life, it came as a blessing. You've been a whole lot of things to me. You've been my friend, you've been my confidant, you've been my lover. You've loved me even at the times I deserved a lot. Cared for me, you've looked after me, you've done so much for me. And I know that marrying you, marrying you, is the best decision I've taken in my entire life. And today, standing here with my cap and my outfit, and with you in there, probably looking amazing, I know this is destiny. This is plan. This is what God wanted. And I'm going to ensure that I'll give you drama. I'll give you love in dramatic ways. I'll give you abnormal. I'll give you problems. I'll give you issues. I'll give you wahala. But you are there to make it all easy for me. So thank you for doing this with me. I truly appreciate you. I love you more than words can express.
This is a true life story. What happened to our friend Doosuur Henrietta Agbatar? Now, this post was made by Shamini Anase on Facebook, and I am going to read in details. Now, first things first, Doosuur went through so much abuse, emotional abuse by the man who claimed to love her husband, Sefa Awen. Now, let's go into the details. Doosuur was ill for about a week before her passing. She complained of chest pain and shortness of breath and has been receiving treatment on the evening of 31st July 2025 when Sefa Awen, the man she loved and married, came to pick her up from work at about 6:30 p.m. She was visibly weak and could hardly walk short distance. He took her home instead of taking her to the hospital. He had this usual way of scolding her whenever she was sick and saying she was only pretending so he would get to pay her some attention. Information and documents available to us from verified public institutions revealed that by about 7:40 p.m., instead of being rushed to care, her lifeless body was delivered to the hospital when Barrister Joe arrived before 9 p.m. He touched her body and realized she was already cold in death. The nurse confirmed she has gone for a while before arrival. Dr. Uze, a medical professional, confirmed he had received a call at about 7:18 p.m. from her phone asking for prescription, and within barely 30 minutes, her body was presented to him lifeless. Up until now, no explanation has been offered for what transpired between 6:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. when she was in Sefa's care. The tragedy of that night cannot be separated from the life of abuse and betrayal Doosuur endured in the 11 months of marriage. Beginning, it has been revealed that Sefa was exploitative. He collected Doosuur's mother's Toyota Highlander SUV through Doosuur, sold it without disclosure, and never replaced it as he promised. Instead, he used the proceeds to buy a Toyota Camry in his own name. He pressured Doosuur into granting him 4 million naira loan from a family NGO she held, which he used partly to buy land, and relentlessly pestered her to start building on the land. She also established a laundry business for him in North Bank. He wanted absolute control. Within 2 weeks of their wedding, after he moved into Doosuur's apartment, yes, they lived in her apartment as he did not have one. He demanded that she resign as executive director of the NGO and put Sid as his housewife so he could take over. This was a man Doosuur herself had employed. At some point, Doosuur was not worthy to sit on the executive director chair, but because she loved Sefa so much, even if she was sitting on the ED chair for peace to reign, she would get up so he could sit on the ED. I worked in the same NGO and I know this fact personally. In a meeting I attended shortly before the wedding, he openly told the staff that since some of us had always looked down on him, he had gone for the boss and now had her in his pocket. He then gave us a wedding invitation card. Doosuur refused to step down and confided in us, pleading that we keep her disclosure secrets as Sefa had threatened her that if the issue became public, their marriage would be over. She begged us not to even share this with our family members. After the wedding, Sefa still left Doosuur in their hotel room and went to spend time with Lovett the or will I say the side chick. This is actually what prompted Doosuur to investigate what was going on and discovered that Sefa was having an affair with a person he saved on his phone as Ashanwa with her foreign number and Luba with her Nigerian number. She later discovered that these were aliases for Lovett Ova, whose Facebook page is Love Lovett. She is a married woman. In his chat with her, Sefa expressed how proud he is to lick her nyash. Yeah, you heard that right. Your innocent dude licked another man's wife nyash. Anus actually chatted about it proudly. Why wouldn't dude develop high blood pressure discovering this? This hit a very severe toll on Doo's health. In March 2025, she collapsed in her home and ignored her calls for help until Barrister Joe intervened by calling him and asking him to take her to the hospital. In her diary, she says that he later scolded her for trying to implicate him by calling her brother to tell him her situation and the fact that he refused to take her to the hospital. Despite this suffering, she pleaded with Barrister Joe not to confront Sefa since they were seeing a marriage counselor, and she told me that this is Victoria Dao. That woman knew Doosuur predicament in details. In fact, Doosuur told me that after one of her counseling sessions with them, the counselor told Sefa that if Doosuur was her daughter, she would have beat her and pack her things back home. In early April, Barrister Joe told her he would come and pack her things, but she pleaded that they were seeing the counselor and she should be given little time. She said Sefa appears to be making effort to make things right and had even taken her to Mango World where they spent time and had a photo shoot. Well, it appears a wicked man can only pretend for it. It will interest you to know that as of June, Doo had made up her mind to leave the marriage. She had plans to travel abroad to further her studies and start life afresh. Sadly, Doo never lived to carry out that plan. She died just when the money she needed to travel abroad was about to drop into her account. That was when some of us started hearing that Doosuur was about the third woman to die while in a relationship with Sefa. In his own chat with Lovett, he expressed his concerns that anyone that comes close to him ends up dying. She reassured him that she won't die. Now, if you're still in doubt where Sefa priorities lay, you may wish to consider his action less than 14 hours after her death. On the morning of 1st August 2025 at about 7:30 a.m., he summoned us, staff of the NGO, to a meeting and declared, as you all know, Madam is officially dead now. I am now in charge and work must continue. That statement speaks louder than any sermon about compassion and self-interest. Based on this and more, you may find it funny that Pastor Awen turned around to accuse Barrister Joe of invading their home and seizing properties. First of all, it's Doosuur apartments, and Sefa Awen only moved in to live with her. The item retrieved were strictly organizational assets, including the organizational incorporation document, a phone belonging to Doosuur's mother but used for NGO, the work which had all the NGO banking app and her mother's banking app, a laptop, an iPad, and everything belonging to the NGO. Before he went to Barrister Joe, Barrister Joe called Sefa and Pastor Victor aside and explained what he needed and why he needed them. Sefa himself, together with one Amos, his friend, led Barrister Joe to the house, pointed out where the items were kept. Yet, in public statements, they pretended he stormed the house unauthorized. In reality, he acted to protect organization property at a time when Sefa had already begun positioning himself as successor less than a day after Doosuur passing. She lived through betrayal, exploitation, and abuse, and she lived in deeply suspicious circumstances. For Pastor Owen to now talk about things in scripture and sentiments while hiding the truth is pathetic. The Owen family are terrible people, including the pastor. You all said there was no diary, right? You will soon read the diary with your eyes and concoct another slew of falsehood in defense. The diary reveals that even the Owen family knew that Doosuur was passing through. Thankfully, we got this before the family decided to let go. No one can stop us from publishing them. You must not shoot a person before you kill that person. Lovett and Sefa killed our friend. She died of heart failure and depression. If Sefa was truly a loving husband, why would his wife write the most terrible experience with him? If he was truly a good person, why did his sister Shidu, who Doosuur also employed, says she wanted to control Sefa, but their family is wiser and Doosuur will continue suffering in that marriage? He cannot bury both her body and the truth. We, her friends, will not be silent. We all Doosuur the truth and we shall restore her dignity by exposing the truth. Now this is the message from Shamini Anase, her friend, dropped on Facebook. As you can see on your screen, this is the picture of the Lovett Ova who was messaging and cheating on the husband, which is Sefa Owen, which led to the severe depression of Doosuur, which is really sad. Now take a look at this. Is the chat Sefa sent to Lovett. So I'm just going to read it, but it's going to be on the screen here. So this is what I want to say. You know, when we were speaking to me that day in the room, I was listening. I wanted to hear you talk and just listen and absorb. I wanted to understand every word as I ran the meaning in my head and brought them into context. I needed to register my soul with them. The day I licked your nyash, I did it because I wanted you to think about just how far I'm willing to go for you. I just wanted to blow your mind and your nyash. But yes, it's a different kind of connection. But again, you and I never stay on the same level, do we? I thought about that for days, weeks, and all before you came. I knew a day would come when I would do it because for you I can do anything. I plan to send you 500k for all the. Imagine stumbling upon a message and seeing that this is what your husband is sending to another woman. Is this not enough to kill someone? Now apparently Doosuur thought she could change this man, fix this man and all, but I think life had other plans. You can never change a cheating man. You can never change a toxic partner. Leave. Run for your life. Run for your life. Keep your life intact. Now these two people are still here. Probably move on. He never loved her in the first place. Just take a look at what he said on the day he went to wed her. He would give her troubles, and he lived up to those words. Dear women, I'm your voice. Since you do not want to speak, I would be your voice. A cheating partner will never change. A violent partner will never change. The only thing you can do for yourself and your children is to live and stay alive. I hope this story tells you guys something. I hope you people learn from this. Another woman has left this world due to emotional depression from marriage. Marriage is not a do or die affair. Yes, people will talk, let them talk, but you will be alive. You will find love again. Now this is all I have to say for now. This channel we're going to have awareness for women. You do not have to stay in an abusive relationship. You don't have to stay in a toxic relationship. You don't have to stay in an abusive marriage. You have a choice. You can leave when necessary. Imagine her counselor telling her that if she was her daughter, she would have beaten her and packed her thing out of that place. 11 months into marriage, and she lost her life. In her diary, which you saw, she kept asking herself, why did this man marry me if he does not love me? Fine, you've entered, you've seen that, oh, this is not working for me. Leave, run.